Hello. I'm sitting under this really great tree, reading the book that I most recently mentioned in a video, Bringers of the Dawn, Teachings from the Pleiadians, channeled / written by Barbara Marciniak. And, I am on, let's see here, chapter 8, I believe. And I just had to put it down because I was pondering on, not even pondering, it's a stirring inside of me. There's so much that I know that I'm called to talk about, called to share. And years ago, and I mean years ago, I knew that I would have to share about it, but I just didn't know how, because it was such a large task and I did not know how to dissect it and go about it. But through my life experiences since that time of knowing, so the year 2016, maybe even before that, I've had experiences to help me digest data, to digest experiences, so that I can better communicate to all of you. So here I am, sitting under this wonderful tree, staring at it. I'm just, staring at the trunk of the tree. I'm just staring at it. The trunk, not the branches, although I look up and the branches are beautiful and the leaves are beautiful, but I was just looking at the tree and spoke to it. I said, it's not that humans are stupid. It's not that humans are ridiculous. Humans are actually quite intelligent. Humans are quite intelligent, quite an intelligent species, race. The ignorance that you see amongst us, amongst our race, the ignorance is being bred, the ignorance is being created, the ignorance is being cultivated and maintained. Wow. I literally just found a key in the ground right by the tree. I find that very significant. This is the key, guys. Humans are not. Humans are not dumb. They're not really ignorant. Not by nature. I believe we are created in the image of gods, right? We are literally, each and every one of us is a spark from the divine. We are a detachment from source. And with the current form that we have, this human form, and the mind, the brain is actually quite a magnificent thing. The brain is a master computer. It's a computer and a receptor. It's an antenna. We have antennas. And so we broadcast information out. We emit frequencies out. And we also receive. We are constantly receiving information, receiving frequencies. And this is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets hairy. This is the level of control is so deep that the majority of humans don't realize it. You know, humans don't realize that their own power is being used against them, that their own raw power and talent is being used against them. Their emotions, their mind, their brain. It is literally permeating through everything in society as you know it. Humans are being bombarded with data, information, and energy frequencies through mind control, whether it's whether it's blatant, right in front of us, right? You've got institutions that are brainwashing you and bombarding you with information. You say, what do you mean, Trina? What I mean is schools. I mean, even before school. Hell, think about it. A woman and a man create life. A woman and a man create life, right? And the woman, if she doesn't have like a doula or a midwife or whatever the nice name is, I only know of the term doula and midwife. If there are other terms to refer to a person who guides a expecting mother through her pregnancy journey, I'm sure there might be other terms. But if a woman is still asleep, unaware of the tyranny and control within our society, she's going to be within mainstream, she's going to be within the system, the matrix, so she's going to be visiting hospitals, right? Or a hospital, a doctor. So hospitals is a number one brainwashing institution. You know, she may get some really good information from her doctor, but not all of the information, because that doctor has also been brainwashed. So this mother is receiving information, and some quite false information, being pumped with different medications, drugs, whatever, and then even down to the way the baby is delivered is pretty inhumane. You know, women really do not have to have complicated, painful deliveries. So a woman, a person is bombarded from that moment, and the baby itself bombarded already from its conception. The mother is absorbing information, the womb is absorbing information from the mother and the external environment. The womb is constantly feeling whether or not there is a child within the womb or not. And so that's one way of being bombarded by falsehood and programming, down to the delivery, right? And then once the child is born, what usually happens? I haven't had any children yet, but from my knowledge, I know that once a child is born, you know, the child is also taken away from the mother and put in a nursery, and the parents are required to sign a birth certificate, and a social security number is assigned to this newborn baby. A fucking number is assigned to your newborn baby. Do you have any idea what this actually is? It's their identification number within the corporation that you guys call the United States of America. It is the identification number, like any other product of a brand or material invention from a company. Everything gets an identification number, right? Whether it's a pair of jeans with its little SKU number on it, right? That the cashier can ring up with her scanner, the barcode, and it'll tell her all the information of that particular gene you took to the counter. Your child has an identification number. It's an identification number. Okay. Then you take your child home, and eventually, usually mothers, as their child ages, puts the child into daycare, eventually kindergarten. So then the child goes into another entity of programming, of brainwashing. Oh, of course, there's some lovely stuff, right? There's some lovely qualities to daycares, and there genuinely are people working in these institutions that truly care about children, that truly love children and love to teach them and guide them. That I am not speaking against. I myself love children, and I have worked in the public school system. That is also why I can speak about the public school system, because I have seen it from within. And as a light worker, a starseed, an awakened soul, a bearer of light going into the public school system, I had eyes. My eyes were open. My spiritual eyes were open. And there's so much that I saw, so much I could feel, so much to observe. So your child is then registered into what you call a school, which it is a institution of programming and brainwashing. They begin teaching your child things. Certain things are lovely, right? How to respect one another, how to be kind, how to tell the truth. But there's other things which, humans especially, it pertains to whichever country you reside in or was born in. The United States of America. That is where I mostly grew up. I don't have much memory of Germany. But here in the United States of America, they teach us from the beginning about quote-unquote history, which is really the history they want you to believe. The facts that they want you to believe are true. If you were to step outside of the U.S. and go to a different country and try to share some of this information with someone from a different country, some of their information will not coincide with the information you were taught. Some of the information that you were taught is going to clash with the information they were taught. And I figured that out pretty quickly once I got to university and was led to just encounter and establish friendships with people from all over the world, different countries. I rarely had an actual American friend on campus. I had some, but most of my friends were from other countries. And it's just astounding what you can learn and what you will realize. Now, I'm not saying that all the information that these people have is also true, because these other countries also, to an extent, did the very same thing. Brainwash their citizens. Every country wants their citizens to believe they are the best and that what they did was right, what they did was true, that their religion or religions are the right religion, the right path, has the right God. And all others are false, are in the wrong. Do you see how this is a form of cultivating separation and disharmony? They know that we are powerful and that we have the capacity to store so much data. So they use it against us. They immediately, during the years that our brain is, our formative years, when a child is the mind is most malleable and fresh, begin to instill and stuff you with information. And this continues on until this human being is 18 years old, about 18, right? Because you go through elementary, middle, junior high or whatever, then high school. You graduate or don't graduate. And then what do they do? What happens in high school, right? They kind of like, they promote quote unquote higher education. They promote the what's it called? Those educational tests, the SATs, the ACTs. They prep you. They tell you it is best to go to college after this. It is best to go to university. You are not going to have a really good life. You're not going to be able to provide for yourself really if you do not go to university. So already they're instilling this within your mind. And by default, it kind of creates a feeling like, wow, I must be a failure if I don't do this. If I can't achieve that, I'm a failure and I will not live well. They're brainwashing you. Learning and education is amazing. To continue to learn, to gain wisdom is beautiful. And we have that capability. But what's going on here is that they're taking what we are naturally good at and using it against us. They are telling us where we should learn. They are the ones telling us what we should learn and how we should learn it, instead of us choosing the right path for ourselves, how we should take in and receive this information, and what information we should take in, and what is best for our lives. Shouldn't you be making these decisions yourself? It is your life. It is your life. As you grow from when you're a baby, and as you continue to grow, you should be getting to know yourself. You know, your parents, your family, the people you have surrounding you should be guardians and guides who observe you and watch you flourish and blossom and see the potential you have, the talents that you inherently have, and reflect that to you, tell you about it, so that you get an idea of what you came here to do, what you can provide, what you can give of yourself to humanity, to the planet. But instead, we're all brainwashed into, oh my goodness, my baby has to go to daycare. Oh my goodness, I have to get my child into kindergarten. Oh my goodness, I have to get my child into the quote-unquote right school. And on top of that, humans are programmed into thinking like they have to work, they have to have this job, because they have to have this thing called money, because they have to use that money to provide for their family, to get the food, to pay for bills, to pay for a home, a car. Why is this? Why is this? Who, please tell me who right now is happy and okay with the system that's in place? And who of you are angry about this? Who are starting to see the falsehood within this reality? Who's angry? Why aren't you angry? Why aren't you questioning what's going on? Because something's not right, right? Are you not noticing it? That something is not quite right. Life should not be about struggle. It should not be about rushing constantly. And with just a little bit of time to enjoy your life and your loved ones and the planet. Travel will teach you so much. If you were to step out of your comfort zone, if you were to step out your home country and travel to other countries, you will experience different cultures. You will experience different people, different ways of living, different foods, different languages, different customs. And you will begin to see that the way that you've been living, the way of living that has been created and put into place in your home country is not the only way of living. There are other ways of living.
Do you have my folder? Where is it?
once you start to gain experience and open your eyes, your physical eyes, as well as your spiritual eyes, as you allow yourself to expand, you will see there's just more than one way. And humans have been programmed to believe that really there's one way of doing things. They want to keep you small. They want to keep you thinking small, believing small, instead of realizing there are endless possibilities. There is infinity. And there's so many realities that could be created. There could be a completely different reality created other than the one that you are in. But they don't want you to create your own reality. They don't want you to see beyond what they've created. Because once you do realize that potential and that power, you start to feed them less and less. You start to become more sovereign. Hold on one second. Once you start to think beyond, to see beyond, you're breaking away from the structure that they have created and subliminally you know what? I'm not even going to pause, because actually I think that's like hallelujah trumpets just confirming what I'm saying. Once you break away, you are... less power is being given to them, and you are retaining more of your power. They don't want you to see what's beyond. They don't want you to realize there is way more. It's not just the education systems, guys. It's not, it's the whole industry, money-making system that we call hospitals, the medicine industry. You've got technology. You've got media. It goes so deep the way they are subliminally programming and brainwashing the human race. There is a whole agenda to keep humans as dumb as possible. And I'm not kidding. I mean, goodness, have you not seen the stupidity for yourself? As more and more technology comes out, as technology, quote unquote, evolves and quote unquote gets better. Oh, this phone is better than that phone. Oh man, look at my new phone. Look at my new TV. Check out my new gaming console. Check out my new car. As these technologies advance, or at least they want you to perceive that they're advancing, it is making humanity dumber. They are controlling you through the very things that you are consuming. Technology is a tool. So technology is not really to blame. It's being used in a manner to hurt us, to dumb us down, to keep us cattle, to keep us as sheep. Technology can be used for beautiful, wonderful things. But in this instance, technology is being used to keep your frequency at a certain wavelength, at a certain, it's just at a certain frequency. Technology is being used to keep you from feeling clear, mentally clear, able to think and have a clear mind. I'm sure if you try to go walk somewhere or be in silence without your TV, without your radio, without your MP3s, without your satellite radio, satellite TV, without any of this noise through technology, If you were to be in silence, what do you hear in your mind? What voices do you hear? What sounds do you hear? I bet you hear songs repeating over and over in your head. I bet you hear lines from movies and shows that you've watched. I bet you might have even picked up some mannerisms, some habits, some characteristics from characters that you have watched through your devices. You are so cloudy in your head. You're so bombarded with information, with frequency control, that you can't really think for yourself, and you don't have a clear mind. If you were to detox from media, from technology, for at least a month, I promise you, you will notice a difference. I promise you, if you put your technology away, took all your TVs, your gaming consoles, your cell phones. Sometimes a cell phone is needed to contact others, but if you just vow to not get on it for social media, for all that stuff, and use it solely to make your calls, important text messages, and that's it, and take your technology and put it in a separate room, if you're able to take it out of your house even, you will notice a difference. You will notice you sleep differently. You will notice that you feel different. You will notice that something feels different and it feels good. You will start to think more clearly. You will start to have a clearer mind if you take these things out and implement something new, like walking every day for at least 5 minutes. Going to a park once or a few times a week. If you sit down and meditate. If you turn on or sing a mantra. If you do yoga. Anything that brings your presence into your body and brings union of the mind and body, you're going to notice a difference. You're going to start to feel, to see, and hear differently. These technologies, they emit certain frequencies, and they also affect your frequency. They mess with your aura, they mess with your energy. Sit back and really think about it, and how many ways that you are being programmed and dumbed down. You are quite an intelligent creature. You are an intelligent being. Our minds are capable of so much. Our brain, we don't even use half of our brain. I wonder why. They don't want you to know about your superpowers. They don't want you to know about your psychic abilities if you dedicated time to developing these, to remembering these, to remembering your ancient wisdom. No, brothers and sisters, you know what they want? They want you to be quiet, to go to school, to go to work, every day, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever your work schedule is. They want you to rush from place to place. They want you to worry about money. They want to keep you separated by issues that aren't really issues. They want people arguing over political topics and quote-unquote religious moral concerns so that you guys are separated and spend more energy in thinking and believing that you guys are separate and there's nothing in common between you two. They want you to use your emotions to tap into your emotional body and really feel something of a negative nature towards another person to keep you separated. Because if you didn't, you would see all the other reasons why you guys have so much in common. You would start to see the unity between you and others. You would start to realize that we are all one. We would unite. We would live in harmony, and that is not good for them. That does not serve their purpose. It doesn't feed their structure. It doesn't feed them. They are parasites. I've told you that before, this parasitic structure. This is a parasitic structure that's been in place, guys. And I have been speaking about it. I have some other videos. Please go check it out. Please go check out the revocations that I mentioned. Please check out the light language that I provided. And start speaking from your heart, stating your own revocations. That's what I do. And I've noticed a huge difference. I've noticed that things are crumbling down around me, but it's things within the matrix crumbling down around me, because my frequency is not a vibrational match for that. And I have already told this structure I will not consent or give to it. So therefore, it cannot exist in my reality. So at the current moment, it seems like things are a little bit chaotic, but really it's because my vibrational match, my vibration no longer matches anything within this system, this reality. I am meant to thrive and thrive in a different reality. One of higher consciousness, love, harmony, peace, synergy, truth, light. Did I say love? Because love is important. Have a beautiful day, wherever you are in the world. Namaste. Mitakawe o Yasin. Aroha Nui.